It's Nick Short's BB Remix, and this is where I'll explore the social dynamic of Big Brother through videos and shorts.
They already don't trust you.
I capture live footage between the house guests before "You Are Not Allowed to Talk About Production" comes over the loudspeaker. Each week, look for brand new videos, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so you'll be the first to know when I upload a new video, and be sure to comment to say hello.
Because it's like, we have Terrence, and I love Terrence, I don't want him to go.
Yeah, me either. If I could drag it longer, but
yeah, but if that's what it comes down to, Terrence might have to be the vote. We got enough people here to ensure that, and we'll rock out, because next week it's 9 votes. We got 5 people here that would be voting, even if the 2 of us are up. Solid gold for us then. Yeah. I don't want to touch the block, but hot damn it, I know that you guys are going to vote.
With this plan, we're all going to have to, as long as we all get insulated, we're all going to have to be up there. I'd much rather make sure that we're all here so that we have the votes to keep each other when that time comes.
Like, obviously, Morley, this is going to fucking suck, because she's going to feel like, but like in terms of your own game and stuff, like obviously you're the one who tomorrow has to be like, when we're not using it, everyone's going to look at, we're going to look at you.
Yeah.
So do you have a speech? What can you bank on? Like,
I just hadn't thought this through. I mean, it's just coming at me out of nowhere, and so like I gotta kind of process it. It still seems like there's a risk on both options, and so yeah, I don't know. I just have to think about it, think it through.
Yeah, because I can't sit here and tell you that I can think of a very good reason for you to say not to use it, other than, hey, like Daniel's your bestie, and he convinced you that,
to protect Nicole.
Nicole, and also that, rest assured, like, Alyssa wasn't going to go home, and that he wanted to target Indy, if anything,
And Daniel really doesn't like
Daniel really doesn't like Indy, which is that he's made that publicly known.
I'm just wondering where their head's going to be at, like, the remaining. I mean, that's a tough group to think that they would work together. Like, we got Jasmine working with Nicole and Daniel and Indy. Like, is that all the remaining?
Terrence.
Terrence. Okay, yeah.
And Terrence already doesn't trust him.
Terrence is incredibly fragmented. It's going to make our job a whole lot.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, that group is not unified by anyone. Like, Jasmine's going to be isolated. Like, they're all going to be isolated aside from Nicole and Daniel and Terrence, I guess. But I'm not worried about those 3 really.
To, for sure, reunite Terrence. He told me like multiple times.
Yeah.
She's working on that.
And he sees right through it.
The only way I think she could possibly get Terrence on board if Nicole pieces this together, and it's like either you die alone or you try and join. You suck up what happened to you, and you.
But the only way he could be able to do something is if he wins HOH, right? Or if Nicole wins HOH. But even at that point, if this plan goes through, whoever wins HOH, we're solid gold.
Who do you think Terrence would put up if you won HOH?
I have no idea, but I'm like,
we could push him.
You know what I mean?
So if this goes through, so say we take out Alyssa, Indy has to take one of your 3. Like, obviously she'd take one of you guys, and then we're still in the same situation with you 2 vulnerable, right?
Oh my God, you pissed me off.
So in that scenario, we're same outcome. The only scenario we're talking about benefiting is if she has the option to join another pair, and we hope that she would join you 2, and then we're all good.
Right. Yeah. So I think comparing that with, the 2 options here are we either have Indy or Taylor, making a choice. So if they're forced to break up the trio,
gotcha.
Taylor doing that is going to give us a second pair unprotected. Indy doing that wouldn't.
Yeah.
If they get to pick someone else, Taylor's going with Indy and Alyssa, leaving us unprotected. And with Indy, well, there's a chance that she picks us up. So like,
it's a pretty strong chance.
And I think it's after the comment she made today, I'm like, well,
I think after multiple comments, she's been all over you recently. And
I'll try to push her in that.
And
she's
we can
lived
also,
up to me.
well, I probably won't be able to, because
she's gonna
hate them.
She's gonna be pissed.
I'm gonna get
oh my gosh, maybe tomorrow, like,
that's
Indy, like, for my birthday, I wish you were my partner.
Michael, I'm gonna get hated by association with you, so I need, the only reason, if I can kind of warn her, obviously Indy and me have a lot of trust. He rifted it by putting her on the block a little bit. If I which is true. I do love Indy, but I'm gonna be like, I'm telling you this because I love you. I still think you're gonna stay, and that way I can prep her so when you don't use it, Indy stays level-headed, and Indy that way when she says, you know what, I do love Michael, and I'm gonna tell her, Indy, if you stay, the best thing for your game, please trust me, is joining Michael and Brittany. And that way I'm like, if you trust me and you're still here, she will manifest that a little bit to be like, you know, like Joseph told me, blah, blah, and she'll go with you. And then in the other case scenario is where if Indy has to pick one of us three, she'll yank me because there is still a chance. Indy, I don't know if you guys told this, but when Alyssa sat with Indy, Indy cried because Indy was like, I don't want to be festy besties with anyone I'm close with. Because I refuse to go on the block against anyone I love. So Indy told me not to tell anyone, but she started crying when Alyssa sat with her in the room because she's like, I don't want anyone I'm close with being my festy bestie. That's the only thing I'm thinking of about her picking me.
Pick me
as a
shit,
partner.
you know, if you hate me after this week, great.
That's the only thing I'm like, didn't want to it, but the other thing is like, as long as she likes Michael but doesn't like Brittany, then that doesn't break her initial Alyssa problem where she started crying because she's like, I would have to go against Michael. That's the only thing that bothers me, and you can fact check this with Alyssa. When Alyssa sat down, Indy and her got into a fight with it because Indy's like, why did you sit with me? So like that's what doesn't that's where Indy throws me for a loop because it's like, why wouldn't that would be like me fighting with him for sitting with me.
There's an argument that Michael can win competitions to help save her,
Yes,
and it has this all against me, so I would go home no matter what.
That's what I'm
I think
gonna
it's the argument.
That's what I'm gonna try and tell her. I'm gonna be like, you know, Indy, like if you're here, I think Michael and Brittany's your best bet. Like you should go in that direction. And knowing her, the moon's gonna be half filled and she's gonna pick Julie.
Alright. I just want to leave.
Wait, also, does the thought of this twist ending in like 2 weeks change any of this? Or does that keep it all the same? Because that twist is going to end and then we're going to have people, like, maybe it doesn't change it at all, but if the twist, say, ended next week, we would still have Nicole, who would be gunning for people, and then, like, but does that change anything, or is that keep it kind of the same thought?
Yeah, because then when the twist ends,
because it's going to definitely
my
end like 2
only
weeks.
problem with Nicole is smart enough that when the twist ends, she will pick people that she's like, fight.
1,000%. I think she's a smarter.
I think is she's so smart that she will. But then the problem would be she has to next week because she will, when the twist is over, be able to like Joseph, Monty, Michael, Brittany. She will redo that.
Okay. But even if the twist, are you saying the twist is only here for next week and then afterwards it's done? Like, because I think that we have at least one.
I think it's going to be a 4-week process for 2 duos, right? So that's just my prediction. We don't know, but hypothetically, it could end next week. I don't think it will.
Right.
But like,
Which would be what, 2 more weeks if it was a 4-week thing?
Yeah.
Like we have the Amir week.
I think it would. I think it would go to jury
next week, and then 1 more week.
I think Julie's probably going to say, guys, the twist is ended, and here's our first double eviction. And it's going to be once we're in jury.
Yeah, sure. That's exactly, yeah. I think.
And in that case, people are making, it's a chaotic day, people are making gut decisions. We'll all know what the plan is. Their side is still going to view the alliance, the twist, like the twist is already in everyone's mind.
But if we were, all I'm saying is like, if we were to not vote out Nicole now, would she be a huge liability more so than anyone else in the house come the twist ending? Because I guess we would just have to make sure she's out next week.
Yeah, I think that's the case, is that like, even if she wins HOH next week, she can't win HOH the following week.
True. And then she,
So, and then,
So that we're good, yeah.
then
So
we're
she's not really.
because next week, the target would be Daniel. Yeah, Daniel would be on the first plane back home. And then what we would do is the following week, make sure that Nicole is.
For sure. Would be if Taylor won HOH, insulated her that week, and then she can compete for HOH once the twist ends. This was all pointless because I would not underestimate Nicole. I think Nicole would be able to decipher UVU in order to basically do what we're trying to avoid. So then
but I think we're talking about possibilities that
Yeah.
are now like
Yeah.
very narrow
Very
and
narrow.
slim.
There's
Whereas,
a stronger possibility that we all won't be here to be able to protect one another after the twist if we're not.
That's a very good point.
That is
insulated now.
No, I think for sure we've sent it to you guys, like period. But next week, I think it's a valid point that you're like Nicole is maybe not an immediate threat right now, but
Would it make more sense also? Tell me if not. Trying to get all the hypotheticals out. If we got Nicole out this week and put Indy and Alyssa back up next week, or would that not?
Well, yeah,
no, that's if one of us wins HOH, but we're running the risk if one of us don't. We have a group that can, one of them can get lost.
Yeah, because if keeping Indy and Alyssa in is if Brittany and I go up next week and they win the veto, we don't have anyone in that group.
In other words, what we're so worried about right now is if we send Nicole home, if Brittany and Michael are backdoored next week.
True.
So the possibility of Brittany and Michael getting backdoored is what we're weighing against keeping Nicole another week.
True. And I'm not fighting anyone on this. I just want to.
No,
I don't want to keep people with three goals. But I feel like literally the only person I'd be worrying about winning a comp next week is Nicole. I don't think Jasmine's not winning a comp. I love Alyssa, but she's not winning a comp. And who's the other one?
Daniel could win. He's doing great.
Daniel is the only one who could win, but otherwise we have Nicole and Daniel, which I think if we have both of them playing a comp, that's a good chance they're going to take that home. Or we just have not Nicole, Daniel, and other people who aren't going to win a comp.
I wouldn't underestimate Alyssa.
Alyssa, she's really smart. Super fan.
She's like I said the other day, she was like running for the first competition, going through like the elimination order of each of the like 3 things. Like she's studying.
Who do you guys think out of, let's say Nicole left, who do you think out of Alyssa, Jasmine, Indy, and Daniel would backdoor you two? Because that's the only way you guys go home is a backdoor.
I don't think Indy would.
Out of, let's say if Nicole left, who out of the 4 do you think is so out to get you guys that they would backdoor you guys?
I think Daniel.
Daniel's pieced it together, and if we backdoor Nicole, which he's already suspicious about, he's gonna know for sure that the 7 of us, like, there's no cover.
For sure, and that's where I think he comes for, like Monty, me, or.
That's why I also think this plan allows us the ability to build some fake trust with Nicole and relationship Daniel.
Yeah, that's another person
okay, they're not
Michael
doing
brings up,
that.
which is very valid. If Nicole goes home this week, everyone else in the house that is not us knows what's happening. Smells that they may not know.
Second blind side.
Yeah, right.
It's true.
Like
So
that's,
if we keep Nicole and Daniel,
And by the way, we're all up here, and all Jasmine's in the house, but Nicole, Daniel, and Alyssa, are awake and in my room right now.
yeah, I'm sure.
And both of us.
yeah, I think
It's just fine.
And if they win next week and say we do all get insulated, it doesn't matter who wins.
right.
There's always somebody to use the veto on any of us.
Mhm.
So even if they kill it, like the worst case scenario, we can save each other.
Right,
But I
It's
feel
the only
like
way
we
to get
get,
So if we keep
we insulate
Daniel and
everybody and we get
Nicole,
Nicole out next week. And Daniel can wait his turn, but Nicole is gonna be the next target
Yeah.
for sure.
so if we keep Daniel and Nicole, who would we, like, I'm just thinking, because he's my bestie, say he wins, like, who would we position as the target for them?
We would hope, I guess.
Like, who do you think they would go for?
Could be me.
That I think Daniel,
Taylor, Turner.
Could be me.
Turner, right? One of them.
Yeah.
Because Monty's gonna build that trust, so they're no longer gonna want to risk Monty.
And then in that
By
situation,
association.
Nicole or Jasmine would then go.
Yeah.
Fuck, guys, like, we come up with this, like,
I know.
a day ago, like, it's not, like,
Trust me, I
hype them up, dude, this is a tough decision for me, just on a moral
Yeah.
basis,
Because you
like,
hold them one day.
Yeah.
And going back on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that, man. I think, I'm just glad that we at least got a chance to talk about it at some point,
Yeah,
because I didn't
sure.
think about it,
No, I
I
didn't.
don't think
I
anybody
didn't
thought
think
about
any
it
of us
until
did.
recently, so
Mhm.
this is the
I
best
was
I've
just
got.
worried
Yeah.
about you two. My goal was I'm gonna win HOH, so you guys don't.
Yeah, exactly, but that's not, who knows what the comp's gonna be, so
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
hard to
But
decide,
with an option to save them, it has to be considered.
for sure.
Now, Kyle, you also just, I guess, think of something, or we can help you to try and justify why you don't, because obviously.
Can you articulate a little bit more? I guess it's a moral thing, but what exactly about this? I would just be curious to hear what exactly about this is getting you, that maybe we could try to think of something that we could all do to try to help that could offset that somehow now.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle, you just reassured them so much that no
Yeah,
matter what,
like
they're
it wasn't
coming down.
it wasn't an
That-
option not to
yeah.
use it.
Yeah.
I reassured them multiple times today. Like, that's just tough, you know.
Yeah, going back
I can
on that.
understand that.
And it's just hard too when like the risk reward is still not definite. Like there's still risk that Indy won't choose you guys. There's still risk that I don't know. It's just not like a clear cut.
No.
If we do this, then we're all safe. It's like still a risk, you know.
Yeah.
Which is a big decision for me because I'm like, that's rough.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I came into the game saying I would separate logic and emotions, and like if this is the logical way moving forward, like I'm definitely open to it. And, like I just have to sit on it for a bit. Like that's just a big thing to do, especially when I have to go and tell them tomorrow that hey, I'm not using it, and then talk to Daniel too, and then deal with the repercussions for the next 3 days. Like that's just a tough decision, right? Like that's hard for me.
And I mean, I know for you, like it's more specific to you making one decision.
Yeah.
Like, I know for me, I'm also assuming some risk with losing trust with Indy, like keeping her on the block because I told her
Alyssa as well.
and
Right.
Alyssa as well,
Yeah.
right? And I told them very specifically that neither one of them are my target, whatever. But yes, most of the burden is going to fall on you.
Yeah.
Because I could easily be like, I don't know what the hell happened, you know what I mean? But
For
I
sure.
don't want to do that. But like,
Yeah.
it's going to be on you for the brunt of it. So
And like, I know obviously it's a shitty position for you to be in.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, even if the blowback is so huge, you go up next week. You're not going home.
Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah.
no like
from
people
a
may
game
be mad,
perspective,
but your game is not.
from a game
Yeah.
perspective,
Yeah.
we're all gonna be well, especially you because you're not Michael or Brittany. You know what I mean?
And kind of one thing I'm going to tell you, which is what I'm going to use, is obviously we made this alliance, and I told you guys, and I wasn't lying when I said I'm going to protect you guys no matter what. It's your moral compass / upset versus Michael and Brittany's safety. So if
Potential safety.
potential
at the end of the
safety,
day.
correct.
Like, it's not, if it was safety, then it's
Oh,
like
here,
not even
you're right.
an
Potential,
option.
yeah, correct.
That's it. Right?
Potential
Like,
safety. So it's if one of them has to be, I guess, hit, it would. Because I feel I literally said to Indy today, I was like, Indy, and these are my exact words. There's no world, because obviously I never thought of this scenario. I was like, there's no world in which Monty's HOH and you're staying on the chopping block tomorrow.
I've been joking about it. Like,
No, that's
like I
fine.
got you guys,
can't
like
even
you heard
imagine
Indy saying it, just like when we were talking up here,
she made
was
a
like
joke.
joking about it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's just a tough conversation, but
No, it will be, but
yeah.
But if we can potentially save them, I think it's worth the shot, because if everything does go smoothly, we're gonna look back at it and be like, imagine if we didn't take this risk, or if God forbid these two are up next HOH for any reason and they're getting backdoored. Yeah,
Of course that hurts us, but it hurts all of you, all of us, because this plan only works if there's people enough to vote to make sure you guys stay when we're all gonna have to hit the block. I know I can't say very much about it, but let's just say BB has been asking a lot of questions about this is our